You need to have a philosophy about your life, and then you should lead your life as per your own philosophy, not somebody else is telling you. So
The effort which you put in whatever you do, that matters a lot. Irrespective of whether you are getting the first prize or getting the 95% or 100%, the effort which he is putting so far for the last few years, that's a tremendous amount of investment I'm considering into.
Do what you love. He says he tap dances to work. So if you don't tap dance to work, change and do what you love to do. He said doing a career you don't love is like saving up sex for old age. It's not a good idea.
Have a boring investing strategy and a sexy life rather than a sexy investing strategy.
So, may I ask you, what makes you coming here?
We're on?
Yeah. It's all
What makes us come here? Well, for many years we're shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway, and Warren Buffett is the ultimate guru, philosopher. He's the oracle. We came to see the oracle. we ventured all the way from Australia. We're on an annual pilgrimage to see the oracle of Omaha, to get some juice from him before he passes away, because he's 94. He's getting old now. He's not going to live forever.
Could you introduce yourself first?
Hi, good morning, and myself Vimal. I'm an SAP architect, work for General Reinsurance, part of Berkshire Hathaway company, and this is the first time I'm attending annual shareholders meeting, and I'm excited for it.
What do you do for a living now?
Yeah, I'm the global SAP lead currently, working for General Reinsurance, and I manage the entire SAP application for General Reinsurance.
Then this is a Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting.
Mhm.
So what makes you coming here?
Yeah, so first and foremost is because of Warren Buffett. This is the best time which we could able to see him in person and get some insights about the current investment portfolios of Berkshire Hathaway, how the market is behaving, and more on the trade policies and inflations and how the future would look like.
What makes you coming here, do you think?
Yeah, for this conference.
Yeah.
We came to hear just Warren Buffett speak. Like he's an investor.
I invest in shareholder for other companies too, so just curiosity. I follow it on the computer, like on the TV and online, so I've been following this for 20 years now, but this time I wanted to come.
He's very old, so we don't know how many more years he's active.
That's right, yeah.
Now he's active, we don't know how many more. So when he's active, it's nice to hear him. He's like a legend.
Then, if there are some lessons that we could learn from Warren Buffett, what would it be, do you think?
Patience is the first thing I could say, because if you remember, Warren Buffett started his first level of work by selling the newspapers, bottles of Coke, when he was around 14 to 15 years of old. And he started his work during his teenage, and maybe around in 30s, he started investing. And slowly, with the help of perseverance as well as patience, he could able to build a big portfolio. At the same time, he could able to keep his level of work as well as the personal interest to the ground. So it means that, at what level of higher you go in terms of investing or the money you make, be humble, and at the same time, be loyal to your employees as well. So that's the best thing we could able to get it from Warren Buffett.
If you could give some life lessons or advice for your younger self, what would it be?
Do not run behind success. Always try to perform or do whatever you are liking to do. So in that sense, you will be able to improve yourselves. Say, for example, I used to tell my son, the effort which you put in whatever you do, that matters a lot. Irrespective of whether you are getting the first prize or getting the 95% or 100%, the effort which he is putting so far for the last few years, that's a tremendous amount of investment I'm considering into. So always try to learn from what you have done, even if it's a mistake or even if you are doing very well, try to see what best you can do from today to tomorrow.
Then, what is the lesson that people need to learn from Warren Buffett, do you think?
The main thing is what recently he talks about. You need to have a philosophy about your life, and then you should lead your life as per your own philosophy, not somebody else is telling you, so don't do others what others are telling you. Because if you listen to somebody else, then he'll tell you something. If you listen to another friend, he'll tell you something. So if you listen to three people, they'll give you three different advice. So you'll be confused ultimately what to do. Right? So the basic he says is you need to have a philosophy in your life. If you have a philosophy, then you can live according to your philosophy.
But that is really easy for listening. But when we do that in our reality,
Yeah.
that is too hard. So
Yeah.
how do you get the balance of that?
Yeah, it is. He's like he gave example of his son. Warren Buffett's son is Peter Buffett. He has sold his share. What he gave, his father gave him some share, but 30 years ago, Berkshire share. He sold it immediately.
Yeah.
And he invested it in music equipment. He's a musician. And he's producing music in San Francisco, and he has nothing. He doesn't care about company or shares, nothing. And he says, I don't want to know anything about it. So he likes music. But if he had kept the company invested here, he would have become very wealthy. 30 years, but he didn't care. So he says, I'm happy what I'm doing. And his father says, okay, if he's happy, then it's okay. That is different, right?
Yeah, that's different.
Everybody will say you're a fool, but you didn't use the money to make more money, right?
That's right.
He says, I don't want to make more money. Whatever is his philosophy is he likes music, so he's producing music.
The first one is do what you love. He says he tap dances to work. So if you don't tap dance to work, change and do what you love to do. He said doing a career you don't love is like saving up sex for old age. It's not a good idea. I think that's a really good life lesson. Plus, good investing in people and in companies is best done in things that don't change often. You get a lot of longevity. Plus also, if you want to be successful, it's a long hill, which means it's going to take time. So you have to be very patient. So there's a lesson in patience. There's a lesson in doing the right thing and building a great reputation over time, because your reputation, like stocks and like money, it compounds as well. And it's a very undervalued asset that people don't understand. And so his reputational lessons are incredibly powerful. So there's some key life lessons there, I think.
Yeah, I think one of the things I admire so much about Warren, and I was saying to Lloyd, is to have the longevity that he has had in this space with the reputation he's had. It's so unbelievably rare. I mean, there's no one that says really a bad word about him. He's humble. He can speak to really any audience, on their level. And I just think that's rare to have someone like him, that's had a reputation as clean as his for so long. So I admire his leadership, for sure.
Then if you could give some financial advice to your younger self, what would it be, do you think?
And yourself?
Yeah.
Same thing, I would say. You have to find your own philosophy in life and lead according to the philosophy you have. Not chase the world, what others are doing. If you chase the world, then you will not be happy, because they will go and you will chase them, they will go further and you will not be happy. So unless you find your own philosophy in life, it is something like Buddhism too, right? They want to know what is inside you, which makes you happy, not outside you is not important.
That's
Advice
cool.
would be to have balance in life. If you are an investor, it's okay, but you need to understand how much risk you can take. And if you're very aggressive, you need to know that you can't win all the time. There'll be ups and downs in investing. You should be willing to take that as part of the life. You can't think that always share prices will go up. Always I make money. If you make money, you're very happy. If you lose money, you're very sad. If you have that attitude, that's not good. You need to have a balance. You can be an investor. Take risk how much you can manage it.
The risk balance.
Yeah.
Risk balance.
Yeah, risk balance,
Don't
mental balance.
be too ambitious.
Then, if you could share some financial advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Right from day one, try to save whatever you could. And expenses, we cannot avoid it. At the same time, we have to be aware of what we are spending much. So to cut down any unwanted expenses and put them in savings and try to invest in any of the S&P 500. So that's a clear indication for easily as well as safer investment.
In your point of view, how much important do you think the money is?
Money is almost everything until you earn it. Once you earn it, probably then you'll try to see for peacefulness in life and try to spend based on your likeness, passion. But until then, everyone, or at least most of us, would always run behind money to make our family happy, as well as to whatever we could able to enjoy and get it in life.
It's really interesting. You're so good at speaking.
Oh, thank you so much.
What is your thoughts on Bitcoin?
Sorry, I've never used or bought any bitcoins. As well as Warren Buffett always says that Bitcoin is probably still in naive situation. So probably I'm not very sure about how could Bitcoin could play a big role in near future. Since it's a digital currency, personally, I would wait for how much efforts as well as the time which are put in by the government to see what kind of payments is successful as well as authorized for bitcoins.
Then, like, if you could give one financial advice to your younger self, what would it be?
That's easy. Easy? Yeah. Easy. Buy more Berkshire Hathaway shares.
Yeah, I would say have a boring investing strategy and a sexy life rather than a sexy investing strategy, because I think, yeah, I went chasing all the wrong things when I should have just been buying my Berk B, which would now be a Berk A, and could have been doing sexy things with the money.
Then, it's just my curiosity. How do you think about just Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think it's very similar to dog shit. Here's something interesting. There's two things about it. The reason why Bitcoin is not valuable at all is because if tomorrow all the biggest companies in the world disappeared, our lives would be in trouble. Like, we would all be in trouble. We'd probably all die from dysentery within a week. If all the big companies disappeared tomorrow, world would go to hell. If Bitcoin disappeared tomorrow, the world would be exactly the same. And that's why it has no value. And also, what people do when they're trying to invest in Bitcoin and crypto is they're buying the egg from the goose. Whereas when you buy businesses like Berkshire Hathaway and you build businesses, you're building and buying the goose that lays the golden egg. Whereas people that buy gold and crypto, they're trying to buy the egg and waiting for the egg to grow. That's the difference. And so better to buy the goose that lays unlimited eggs than to buy the egg. And that's why I personally don't want to ever touch crypto or Bitcoin. You can't value it. It's not valuable. You need fiat currency to value it. They say it's worth 90,000 US dollars. So you need the US dollars to know what Bitcoin's worth. It's crazy. I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, if you're looking for Bitcoin advocates, I'd say it's not. It's certainly not us. I think I learned this from Lloyd, but it was probably the message that stood most true to me, which was it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So if I buy, so let's say a Bitcoin today, I'm hoping that tomorrow when I wake up, there's going to be someone out there that's willing to buy it off me for more than I bought it. And that's, to me, not investing, that's speculating. I'm speculating, I'm gambling, I'm hoping someone is willing to buy it off me for more than I bought it. Where if I'm buying shares in a business, I know when I wake up tomorrow morning that business has money in its bank, that it's got businesses selling products. I know that it doesn't matter what someone's willing to buy it off for me the next day, it's worth something. And that to me was like the reason that I think it's dog shit.
Okay. May I ask you the final one more question? Because your story is very interesting. Then, if it's okay, could you share your philosophy of investing a little bit?
Yeah, let him go first and then I'll tell mine.
Okay.
When it comes to investing, you're better off if you choose like an index fund, which is like that covers the entire market, and then you try to do it yourself, like pick up one stock against another stock. You will end up losing money in the long run. Better you stay with the total big fund, not the small fund, the giant fund, which is like the S&P 500, or there is a total Vanguard total market fund, which is you heard about the Vanguard group. They have big funds which covers the entire country and the entire index. So you better, if you're better off there, you will make about 11% a year, and that is much better than you try to do it yourself. And this short-term trading, every day trying to trade, is not successful. You'll eventually burn out. Your brain will start making mistakes. You cannot control your brain.
Thank you. Do you have any idea?
What I say is, I personally invest because we get some tax credits. If we invest, then our income tax levels go down. And then when you retire, you can draw from that money.
That's right.
So that's why I invest as a retirement nest for me. And I'm not aggressive. So my basic philosophy is to be very contented in life. So I don't want any ups and downs in my finances or in my life. So I invest in very safe securities so that my capital is protected. So whatever dividend comes, it's an extra bonus.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing your idea, basically.
Then, if you could share, what is your philosophy of investing?
Investing, I've been doing it only for the last 3 to 4 years, so I'm not much into it. But as Warren Buffett said earlier, it's not about timing the market, it's all about how much time you are in the market. So again, the patience pays you a lot, and timing the market is not that easy as well. So wait for the right time, and first and foremost, do not sell your shares in panic. Just hold on for a bit. Only if you sell your shares, either you get a profit or loss. So timing the market as well as how much time you are in the market is the key thing.
Then, if you have any philosophies on your investing, what is that? How do you think we could grow our philosophy on investing?
So yeah, the best way to improve your philosophy on investing is to model and learn from the philosophers. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, a lot of other greats too, like Manish Pabrai is coming up, Guy Spear, he's doing an event just over there at the moment. And some other great investors like David Tepper and Li Lu, who Charlie Munger gave 80 million of his dollars to, and Li Lu turned it into $800 million. He's really good. Yeah, there's some wonderful investors. So you learn from them and you develop your own, you take from them the best principles that they have, and then you apply them and you learn yourself as well. But one of the best investing philosophies is to buy, Warren Buffett says, to buy Phil Fisher companies for Ben Graham prices, which means Ben Graham was Warren's mentor and he would buy very cheap stocks. But Phil Fisher, who wrote the book Common Stocks and Uncommon Profits, he would buy growth companies. And growth companies are really great when you can get them on the growth trajectory. But if you can buy them for really affordable prices, that's the best combination. And I think what happened to Warren and Charlie over a number of years is they would buy Ben Graham type stocks, but they weren't scalable because they would, once the value was realized, they had to sell them and then move on. And I think what Charlie Munger taught Warren to do was to identify really long runway growth companies, but buy them for a reasonable price so there's still the margin of safety in it in case they were wrong. And I think that's what compelled Charlie Munger to buy into Alibaba before he died, because Alibaba is a long growth company selling for Ben Graham prices, and that's a Chinese company. So like those are the types of companies and businesses we would look for. Buy it when Warren's buying it. He's buying an undervalued business that's actually a growth company because it's got wonderful insurance businesses. It's got some really wonderful private companies, infrastructure and energy businesses that have long growth runway. So they're the types of businesses you want to buy. And if you look at all the asset classes in the world outside them, they are the best way to compound your money. There is no better way. There is no better way. So that's the best philosophy, I think, when it comes to growing your wealth. Yeah.
I don't watch your podcast.
Yes.
He said a lot of names there. He didn't say Lloyd James Ross. Right? model someone good, and that's what I did. I think the question was around philosophy, and it's hard to beat what the coach has said there. But one of the big things for me is we talk about crypto. It's shiny and it's new and it kind of pops up overnight. I found the less sexy the business, the better the investment. And if we go in and look at Berkshire Hathaway's, all the different companies it owns, insurance, like a lot of them you'd say aren't sexy. They're not tech companies. They're not shiny, exciting companies. Kind of boring businesses, but they've been around forever and they're likely going to be around forever. And they're the types of businesses now that I'm looking at. Like, how long has this business been around for and how long is it likely to be around? Back to the Alibaba situation. Like, it's ingrained in the fabric of Chinese society. It's everywhere. It's not going to go away overnight. And when I'm buying shares in a company, I'm seeing that I'm buying a piece of that business, and I expect that I'll have that piece of the business for ever. I don't intend to want to be able to sell it. Kind of treat it like a mortgage or a house. So that's kind of my philosophy now.
Then there's one more question. How do you pick up the good company?
Yeah, what's interesting about your own skills, so like let's say you're an asset yourself, you also want to create a moat, because we live in a competitive world and you want to be able to make money. You want to be able to make as much money as you can with as least amount of time as possible. And if you invest in your skill set, you can actually do that. So to become or develop your own economic moat, you should invest in skills like public speaking and marketing and writing and relationship building and networking. And those are skills. and problem solving. And if you're developing those skills, you become more valuable as an asset yourself. So you're building an economic moat for yourself, because as things change like AI and technology and so forth, the whole labor force will shift and the opportunities will change. And if you can't move quickly and apply skills you've learned to other opportunities and grow, you will get wiped out. And same in a company, if it doesn't invest in its own, growing its own competitive advantages, it will also get wiped out. So you have to look at what companies, how much they're investing on R&D, and how durable is that economic advantage that they have, and will it be attacked, you know? And so it looks like we've gone in now. Yeah. But if you look at PDD Holdings and Alibaba, Chinese companies, they're making Amazon look like it's losing its moat.
Oh, thank you. Let's go in. Thank you. What's your name? Chris. Chris. Yeah, Chris.
I'm Hojin.
From
Korea. Yeah.
I'm Hichan.
See you again.
Man, I'm subscribed to your channel.
Oh, me too.
Send me a message on it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you too. I'll move on to Australia later and contact you.
Hey mate, what's up? A lot of things I can talk about. We can talk about shares. I've got a multi-million-dollar share portfolio, no debt.